Welcome to this week's G.I. Joe toy review, where we will be looking at the Ninja Speed Cycle Driver Snake Eyes. Now, we all remember back in August where I did the Ninja Speed Cycle, but here's the Snake Eyes figure that comes with it as the driver. But before we get to Snake Eyes, we are do our shout outs of Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles, which is at 41 South Loud, or Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles is at 115 South Loudon Street here in Winchester, Virginia, right there on the lovely Walking Mall. I did a walk through a couple months back. You can take a look at that because they got all arrangements of different kinds of toys and whatnot there and whatnot. And it's a pretty cool store. It's an awesome little store. And while you're at the Walking Mall, go over to 41 South Loudon Street back to the media Toys and Collectibles at 41 South Loudon Street on the other side of the Walking Mall. On the other side of the splash pad, I should say. Not the Walking Mall. It's on the same side of the Walking Mall, but on the other side, separated by the splash pads. If you need any form of counseling, whether it be marital, premarital, just your average run-of-the-mill everyday counseling, you can go to Healing Grace Counseling Services, headed by Robert C. Brown. He's a good personal friend of mine. You can go and see him, and he's a good listener, good talker, gives great sound advice. And if you're into the comic book scene, go to 80 Weems Lane to 4 Color Fantasies. We can get old titles, back issues, or new titles, and all that kind of cool stuff. And go ahead and check them out. It's a very good store. I love that store. And one of my favorites. But let's take a look at Snake Eyes. Of course, he comes with no accessories other than the Speed Cycle. But I don't really call that an accessory. That's a vehicle. He comes with no file card. But that's okay. We don't need a file card. Because we already know who Snake Eyes is. I've reviewed him many of times on this channel. From the 25th anniversaries to the one with Timber, to the Retro, to the Skyhawk, the Ninja Apprentice. Now we got the Speed Cycle Snake Eyes. He does come in his usual black outfit with the silver highlights, especially right there the goggles, right there the belt buckle, and the silver knee pads. But other than he's all black. So let's take out his articulation. His head can move side to side. It would go all the way around, but I don't think the collar kind of hinders it, but it does have some up and down moments. But he has one point of articulation on the arms, which he can rotate a full 360. But that's about it. There's no wrist movement, no elbow joints, no bicep swivel. He has no midsection articulation. He only has his legs to rotate. Not really backwards, but they can rotate forwards. Almost a full high kick. And he only has a single knee joint that bends at about 90 degrees. And that's it for his articulation. Basically, there was no vintage version of this guy. But, so ACC 788 and Form BX 257 can't do a video on him. He's a cool looking figure though. He just sucks on his articulation. So I would rank him as a lower middle tier figure due to the lack of articulation on this guy. But it's still Snake Eyes. But some versions of Snake Eyes needs to be left alone. Especially when you take away his paint apps. Not really his paint apps, because he's always been dressed in black, but when you take away the articulation, it kind of sucks. But this is going to be a relatively short video. You got a couple modern era figure reviewers that reviewed this guy with the Ninja Speed Cycle. You know, this is all well and good. It's all still pretty cool. But but this figure's good for just riding on a motorcycle and displaying on a motorcycle. Not really want to stand by himself, but it's all well and good. Next week I'm gonna do Steeler. I don't have Steeler actually in position right now, but we're gonna do Steeler next week. I have him complete and he's ready to go. But Steeler will be next week. This has been Snake Eyes, and here uh for Cobra Island. Now you know, and knowing is head to battle. See you in the next one.